What if one moment of vulnerability could change your life forever? What if the simple act of praying in solitude was overheard by someone with the power to rewrite your destiny? Evelyn Parker, a single mother struggling to make ends meet, never imagined that her quiet plea for help would reach the ears of Alexandra Hayes, a millionaire CEO with a guarded heart. But fate has a funny way of bringing together the most unlikely souls. As their worlds collide, secrets unravel, and a bond forms that neither expected, but both desperately needed. This isn't just a story of hardship or success. It's a story of hope, love, and second chances. Stay with us to witness a journey that proves even the smallest prayers are heard, and sometimes answered in the most unexpected ways. And if you believe in the power of hope, love, and new beginnings, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring more heartfelt stories to life, and trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next. The hum of fluorescent lights flickered softly above Evelyn Parker as she scrubbed the marble floor of the executive washroom. It was nearing midnight, and the vast glass-walled building of Schuyler Enterprises was eerily quiet. The polished halls, usually bustling with sharply dressed executives, now stood empty, reflecting Evelyn's lone figure as she pushed her cleaning cart from one room to the next. Her hands, roughened by endless hours of labor, trembled slightly as she clutched the handle of the mop. The exhaustion of working 2 jobs, coupled with the weight of single motherhood, gnawed at her spirit. But tonight, something more pressing tormented her. The persistent wheeze in her daughter Lily's breathing when she had left for work. Lily, her 6-year-old daughter, was the light of Evelyn's life. Her giggles, her curious brown eyes, her unwavering faith in her mother's strength. They were the reasons Evelyn kept pushing forward. But Lily's asthma had worsened, and the thought of another hospital visit, another bill she couldn't afford, twisted Evelyn's heart into knots. Her breath hitched, and she felt the sting of tears threatening to spill. She needed a moment, just one moment, to gather herself. Evelyn pushed open the door to the pristine executive restroom, her reflection in the mirror revealing tired eyes and a weary smile that had long faded. She locked the door behind her, placed the mop gently against the wall, and sank onto the closed toilet seat. Her head bowed low. "Please," she whispered, her voice barely audible. "Please help me find a way. I don't know how much longer I can do this alone. Lily needs
me, and I don't want to fail her."
Her shoulders shook as silent sobs escaped her. She wasn't praying for wealth or luxury. She prayed for strength, for hope, for a miracle, no matter how small. Unbeknownst to Evelyn, just beyond the slightly ajar window of the restroom, stood Alexandra Hayes, the formidable CEO of Schuyler Enterprises. Alexandra wasn't supposed to be here this late, but after a grueling board meeting and an inbox overflowing with unread emails, she had decided to stay behind. The solitude of the empty building often gave her clarity, but tonight it only magnified the loneliness she had meticulously hidden beneath her polished exterior. With her sharp navy suit and meticulously styled blonde hair, Alexandra was the embodiment of success. But behind the steel blue eyes and tailored persona lay a woman haunted by her own regrets, memories she never dared to revisit. As she made her way to the restroom, the faint sound of muffled cries made her pause. She hesitated for a moment, then quietly approached the door, careful not to intrude. "Please help me find a way." The words hung in the air, fragile yet profound. Alexandra's heart clenched involuntarily. She recognized that voice. Evelyn Parker, the cleaning lady she had seen in passing but never really noticed. Alexandra had built her empire by making tough decisions, by never letting emotions cloud her judgment. But something about Evelyn's whispered plea stirred something deep within her. She could walk away, pretend she never heard it, but a part of her couldn't ignore the raw vulnerability in those words. After a moment's hesitation, Alexandra took a step back, her mind racing. Who was Evelyn Parker beyond the mop and uniform? What burden did she carry that reduced her to tears in the solitude of a restroom? That night, Alexandra didn't leave immediately. Instead, she sat in her office researching Evelyn's file, her employment history, her background. What she found left her speechless. Evelyn wasn't just a cleaning lady, she was once a promising law student, top of her class, until an unplanned pregnancy forced her to abandon her dreams. She had no family support, no partner to rely on. Yet she had worked tirelessly, taking any job she could to provide for her daughter. A pang of guilt washed over Alexandra. She had always prided herself on knowing every detail about her employees, yet she had overlooked Evelyn entirely. And now, knowing her story, Alexandra couldn't shake the feeling that maybe, just maybe, she could be the answer to Evelyn's silent prayer. Evelyn, unaware of the silent witness to her vulnerability, composed herself and returned to her duties. She had no idea that her quiet prayer had reached ears she never intended. And Alexandra, sitting alone in her grand office, found herself contemplating a decision that would not only change Evelyn's life, but also her own. The morning sunlight streamed through the towering glass windows of Schuyler Enterprises, illuminating the sleek, modern lobby as employees bustled in, each lost in their world of meetings, deadlines, and ambitions. Evelyn Parker, dressed in her modest uniform, quietly pushed her cleaning cart through the marble hallways, hoping to blend into the background as she always did. But today, something felt different. There was a lingering heaviness in her chest from the night before. The vulnerability she had shown, even in solitude, made her feel exposed. She shook her head, pushing the thought aside. There was no time for self-pity. She had a long day ahead and a daughter waiting for her at home. As she turned a corner, she nearly collided with someone walking briskly in the opposite direction.
"Oh, I'm so sorry," Evelyn blurted, stepping back quickly. "It's all right," came the calm, measured response. Evelyn's breath caught in her throat as she looked up into the sharp, calculating eyes of Alexandra Hayes. The CEO's reputation preceded her. Brilliant, relentless, and intimidating.
Evelyn had always admired her from afar, wondering what it would be like to have even a fraction of Alexandra's confidence. But admiration was quickly replaced by panic. What if Alexandra had heard her last night? What if she lost her job because
"Of it? Ms. Hayes, I didn't see you there," Evelyn stammered, gripping the handle of her cart tightly. Alexandra's gaze softened, a rare occurrence that left her assistants baffled whenever it happened.
Evelyn Parker, right? Evelyn blinked in surprise. "Yes, ma'am. I was hoping to run into you," Alexandra said smoothly, as if discussing business over coffee rather than addressing a cleaning lady in the middle of a hallway. Evelyn's
mind raced. Why would someone like Alexandra Hayes want to talk to her? Is there something I can help you with?" Evelyn asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "Actually, yes," Alexandra replied. "Join me for coffee." Evelyn's eyes widened. "Coffee? Yes, coffee."
"It's not a trick, Evelyn," Alexandra said with the faintest hint of a smile. "I won't bite." The small cafe on the building's mezzanine level was a far cry from the corner diners Evelyn was used to.